Okay, class. Sorry I'm not able to be there today, but hopefully this assignment that I have for you to work on is going to be something that's going to be kind of fun. We are going to be making luggage tags with the last couple of weeks we have left in class. So you're going to get a piece of plastic. This is going to be clear acrylic. Is what you're going to do, and we are going to laser engrave one side so you can see actually here this so you can see this correctly. So you can laser engrave one side that has your name and you can put your information on it. You can put your own personal address if you want, or you can just put like Evergreen Junior High. So on one side, we're going to laser engrave, and on the other side, we're going to create a sticker using my nice little vinyl plotter printer color thing that we're going to put on the other side. So it ends up looking like this, where you can see the sticker here on the one side, and then if you look on the other side, you can see the engraving there that says, Mr. Twining. So we're going to get to use two different technologies, machines, and we're going to use the same piece of software to be able to design and create each of the two sides. Obviously, when you do laser engraving, you can't do any color. It's just etching it out. But when you make your sticker, you can put whatever design you want on there. Granted, this does have to be school appropriate. You can get images off the internet to be able to use, but I do expect that some of your design needs to be created by you, designed by you. So the first recommendation, as always, is to plan this out. So get yourself a piece of paper, start sketching some ideas on what you think you would like your luggage tag to look like. This can go on a backpack. It doesn't have to go on an actual piece of luggage. You get this little handy metal ring that you can open up and be able to put on your backpack, on a piece of luggage, on whatever it is that you would like to tag, essentially. So I'm just loosening this one right now, so you can see it's just like a wire, and it has this little thing that will tighten around to be able to make your nice little loop. So, make some sketches, get some ideas. I want you to be creative. You are going to get a 2-inch by 3-inch piece of acrylic to be able to design this. So one of the requirements is you have to actually cut that acrylic. Now, you yourself, we're not going to go in the shop and get out the saws, and you're not going to have to cut, but you can do the design on this application that I have open here. It's called Adobe Illustrator. So that's what we're going to be working with. So you're going to have to do two different files. The first file is going to be how you're going to cut and what you're going to engrave. And the second file is going to be what you're going to create as your sticker. So the sticker obviously needs to be kind of the same shape as the cut, because we want the sticker to be able to fit on the final size of the luggage tag that you create. So the first thing you're going to do is open up Adobe Illustrator. As you can see, I have it open. It takes a little while to load, so I pre-opened it. But if you click on the Start menu, you come down here to Adobe Illustrator. That's what you're going to highlight and open up. So then you are going to create a new file, and you're going to have to type in, this is a custom size. So change, instead of points, you want to change it to inches. And then you're going to have it be 3 inches wide and 2 inches tall. Now, granted, that's kind of the size that I've stuck with. If you want to have your luggage tag to be this orientation instead of this one, then you would simply make it 2 inches wide and 3 inches tall. But that's as big as a piece of plastic as you're going to get. So don't make something big and huge, because then it's not going to fit on the material that you're given. So we're going to give it a title. So luggage tag, and then we're going to create. So this is going to set up pretty much your artboard, or the piece of plastic that you have. And so then you're going to have to figure out, what do I want to have my text be? What do I want to do with the edges? Do I want to round the edges? Do I want to make it sort of something like what Mr. Twining did, where I make it kind of come to a point? Do I what do I want to do? You also need to make a hole for the little ring to be able to go through. So here is my kind of canvas that I have to work with. So as you're making those decisions, a few things to keep in mind. Normal text that you're going to drag, anything that you put on there is just going to engrave into the material. It's going to etch into the material. So if I go ahead and just put Mr. Twining and then Evergreen Junior High, Salt Lake, Salt Lake City. I, of course, would recommend you find a little more creative font than what the default is, this Myriad Pro. So right here is where you can change your font, your character. Scroll through, they've got lots and lots of ones to choose from. If you really want emoji one, that one obviously is not showing anything very well, not going to work. But just keep in mind, whatever it is that you decide, when it prints, it's not going to print in color. It's just going to etch into the material. You'll end up with, like I said, something that looks kind of like this. Okay. So figure out your design. You can put a picture that it can be etched in the picture. That's perfectly fine. And then the other thing, as I said, the requirement is you've got to shape it somehow. So round off the corners or cut off the corners at an angle, something. So for mine, we're going to just do here, if we do the line tool, I think it's here. Here we go. So if you click and hold, it'll give you other options of other tools to select from. So we're just going to do the line tool, and I'm going to make this kind of like a polygon type thing. So we'll take it there, and we'll take another one kind of here. And then we'll take another one over here. So I'm just gonna cut off the corners for my luggage tag. And now the way that the computer can tell if your lines are to be cut or if they're to be engraved is going to be with the stroke here. So I have this line is selected, so this is my selection tool. So I click on the line, and then I have to actually have it create a stroke because it's not doing it currently. So I'll make the stroke black so I can actually see the line. And then in order for the computer to cut the laser engraver, if you want the laser engraver to cut instead of engrave, you make the stroke 0.001 is the thickness of the stroke. And so if you make the stroke really, really, really thin, then the laser engraver says, oh, you want to make that really thin? That means I got to cut instead of engrave. So I got to click on all of these other lines and go ahead and change their strokes, make them actually appear, because right now they're kind of non-existent because they had no stroke. So click on it and then 0.001. You could set this up before you draw the strokes or the lines, and that saves you a little bit of time. But I didn't do that, so because I'm trying to show you what it would be like when you do it. Okay, so 0.001, and then over here we'll do it one last time. The line is here. And we create the stroke of 0.001. 0.001. And then we also need a little hole for where the wire is going to go through. So you can draw like a rectangle, kind of like I did. Some students have also just made just a circle as their hole. Whatever you do, make sure that it's going to be big enough for the wire to actually go through. So you want it at least 1/8 of an inch in width and in height. So we want to just do a circle, which would be really easy. So we just click on here and we make ourselves an ellipse, and I draw a draw a circle here. I can then, in my properties of the ellipse, I can make the width and the height the same, and therefore it then becomes a circle. We'll just make it 1/4 of an inch by 1/4 of an inch. That way, like, I'm guaranteed to have it big enough to fit the wire through. And then my stroke is already set to 0.001, so I know that that is going to cut that out instead of engraving it. Now, the one problem we have here is because this is clear plastic, if we want this to look nice, then what we do is we engrave on the back, and it kind of shines through the other side. And so the way that we do that is we have to flip all of everything so that it engraves like this. So it seems like it engraves backwards, but then it appears forwards. So it's kind of hard to understand showing it to you like this on the screen, but when I come back to class on Monday, I will definitely show you guys how this works. But trust me, what you got to do is for the engraving, we have to flip everything horizontally. So hopefully you take a little bit more time than I did in this demo, coming up with something a little more creative with your font and getting an image to fit in and having it look really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight everything, and then I am going to see right here under this mixed objects and properties. If I click here, this is a flip horizontal, and so then it's going to flip everything horizontally so that it now is how I need it to be in order to engrave. And so then this you're going to save and submit that to Canvas, and then we can engrave that, engrave those starting next week. But you got to do 2 files. So this one is the engraving, and then the second one is the sticker. And the sticker you're going to do just normal. You don't have to flip it horizontally. So what I would do is I would design everything like this, and then I do save. So it's my luggage tag. So I hit File, Save. Okay. And it's going to ask me where I want to save it. Save it on your computer. Don't worry about trying to save it on the cloud, because then you got to log in on another computer, and yeah, it's kind of messy. So just save it on your documents, luggage tag, hit save. And then what I would do is I would flip it back horizontally, and then make the get rid of the text and make your sticker design. So it's saved as luggage tag. So then everything's still highlighted, I think. There we go. Okay, so I highlighted everything again. And then I'm going to flip it back horizontally. Okay, yeah, my computer's a little laggy, so it didn't save, but you get the idea. You guys would save, and then what you